So here's a tough one, but one we have to talk about. We spend a lot of time calling out the patriarchy, the way men hold power, and how deeply misogyny is woven into our culture. But what happens when we zoom out and realize that it's not just the men upholding these systems? Yes, it's hard to admit, but the truth is, many women, often unknowingly, are also holding up the very structures that suppress them. This episode is going to be uncomfortable, but it's also going to be empowering, because when we start to see how these dynamics operate, we also start to see how we can break free. Let's talk about internalized misogyny. Now, misogyny is that deep-rooted prejudice, or let's be real, hatred against women. And it's easy to point to men when we talk about that. But women, we've been conditioned into it, socialized since birth, told what to wear, how to sit, when to speak, when to be silent, how to laugh, how to wear our hair, and who to be. We've absorbed those messages, and many of us pass them on without even realizing it. I mean, how many times have you heard a woman harshly judge another woman? Or caught yourself thinking, "Ugh, she's too much," just because she was being confident or unapologetic? That's internalized misogyny, and it breaks my heart. Every time I hear a woman tearing down another woman, whether it's about her appearance, her parenting, her sex life, or her career, I feel it, because I know where it comes from. And I also know that healing is possible. So today, we're going to unpack the quiet, hidden ways women end up supporting patriarchal values. We'll look at where this comes from, how it shows up, and what we can do to stop handing our power over on autopilot. Let's start with some definitions. Patriarchy is a system where men hold power, politically, economically, socially, and women are largely excluded from it. But it's not just in laws or paychecks. It's in expectations, in culture, in who gets to be heard, and who's told to be quiet. Internalized misogyny is when women start enforcing those same sexist beliefs on themselves and each other, because it's what we've been taught. And unlearning it, that's where real liberation begins. So how do women unknowingly support the patriarchy? Let's start with a big one: conforming to traditional gender roles. We've been told our whole lives that being a good woman means being nurturing, accommodating, and selfless, that our greatest value lies in being a good wife, a good mother, a good supporter, and when we buy into that without questioning it, we're upholding the very idea that a woman's place is behind someone else's spotlight. Even in modern relationships, women are still doing the majority of domestic labor, even when they're working full-time jobs. And many don't see it as inequality. They see it as love or duty or just how it's supposed to be. But what if it's not? Judging other women. This one's hard because it's sneaky. It hides in our group chats, in the gossip, in the quiet comments we make about women we don't even know. It's in the way we shame women for being too loud, too sexy, too confident, too ambitious, or not enough of something else. Have you ever heard, or maybe even said, any of these? A good mother puts her family first. She's too into herself. Career women are usually cold or bossy. She's trying too hard. She's not classy. Yes, that's the script we've been given. That's patriarchal programming playing out through us. And when we judge other women by those rules, we're reinforcing them. Seeking male approval. Here's a gut punch. Many of us were trained to measure our worth through male validation. We were raised to be the cool girl, the one who doesn't make a fuss, the one who knows how to stroke his ego, how to disappear when he needs space, and reappear looking cute and unbothered, but at what cost? When we're molding ourselves for male approval, we're dimming our own light. We're choosing acceptance over authenticity, and we're handing over our power, hoping they'll give a little back. Here are a few real-life examples of what that looks like. downplaying our achievements so we don't outshine a man, staying quiet to keep the peace, choosing hobbies, clothes, or even life paths based on what he likes, taking on the bulk of emotional labor because we think it's our job, planning our lives around his dreams, not ours. Sound familiar? Let me say this clearly. This is not about blaming women. This is about freeing women. We didn't invent these rules, but we can stop enforcing them. We can stop judging other women and ourselves by patriarchal standards. We can stop treating male validation like the Holy Grail. We can start centering ourselves in our own lives. So, is it time to decenter men? To stop waiting for permission to be fully expressed, fully angry, fully joyful, fully powerful? Hell yes, it is. And we're just getting started. This is the beginning of something much deeper. Because once you start seeing these patterns, you can't unsee them. And once you start breaking them, that's when you begin to reclaim your voice, your worth, your freedom. So if you're with me on this journey, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it. And most importantly, start the conversation with yourself. Ask, where am I still playing small to be liked? Where have I been the judge and the jury of another woman? Where am I centering men in my story? And what would happen if I stopped? We'll talk more about this next week because, friends, the iceberg